welcome. My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. Today we are going to do a quick declutter. So I'm not going through everything, but quite a bit. I just want to clear out some space of some things that, I just haven't really been loving. Now, before we get started into the decluttering, at the beginning of the year, I decided to try to do Project Pan, and the goal was not necessarily to pan everything like color cosmetics, but to at least make some progress. And I wanted to pan some things like foundations and so forth. So let's just go over a quick update. It hasn't been going so well recently. So for Project Pan, the foundation that I chose to use is the Clay to Peau Cream to Powder Foundation in I-10. This has been discontinued, and I've held on to it for a while, but I decided I wanted to use it up. So I have hit pan on this, and I haven't used it though in a few weeks now. So I definitely need to keep working on that. And then again, I'm never hitting pan on this item, but this is the Guerlain Meteorites Pearl Dust palette. This is my favorite highlighter palette, and yeah, you can see I've made some progress. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's not flat. So I use so little at a time though that this would seriously last me a decade of daily use. It's just never ending. Then for a cream eyeshadow product, this is the Tom Ford Fleur Neige Eye Duo from the holidays in 2019. So this is probably my favorite cream combination out of my entire collection, and I've made progress on it, but again, with having the channel and everything, I haven't had time to really make a ton of progress. The other eyeshadow that I have for Project Pan is the Soft Cashmere from Dior, and I absolutely love this. I chose it specifically just because it's great everyday neutrals, so should be easy to wear when I'm not testing something. I have been using it, but again, I don't use a ton of product at once, so it's lasting a really long time. For our blush, we have the Chanel Rose Acre, and you can see that it's not quite as bubbly as it used to be, but this is probably my oldest blush that I have in my collection, so it's time to start finishing up, but I don't know, hitting pan on this is going to be pretty impossible. And then for face powder, this is the Sisley Phyto Poudre Compact. So you can see I've definitely made a dent in it, and you can see all the bumps on here. That's from my brush bristles. It's not like hard pan or anything on here, but yeah, I've definitely been making progress on this. This is shade number 1, Rosy. And then the last item I had in there was the Gucci bronzer, which I still use all the time, but I mean, you can still see Gucci on there. So again, I don't use a ton of product at once, and especially with like bronzer and stuff, I use a very light hand. So I just really don't need very much. So this is gonna last me a long time also. And my lip item is the Sisley Lafido Gloss in number 7, Venus. And again, I've made some progress on it. You can see you've got some empty spaces. This was on its side, so that's why it looks like this right now. But it's probably about to like here-ish. So I've still got tons of product left in this. All right, so that was a quick update on Project Pan. I'm still gonna be working on those products, and just like here and there though. So it's not going well. I'm not canceling it per se, but I don't expect to see much progress. Now let's go ahead and move into the decluttering. So I wanna get rid of some items that just are taking up space and not using. So things that have gone bad, I'll get rid of. There are some things maybe I will give to some friends or my daughters so that they have some items as well. So let's go ahead and start off with the Gucci foundation, and this is the primer. The Gucci primer I didn't have any issues with. I just never reached for it, but I'm gonna hang on to this one, I think, and try it again. And if I still end up not reaching for it, I will give it to a friend. And then the Gucci foundation, I have heard that it has been reformulated since I bought this. This was in the first batch, but you can see it's separated. It looks terrible on my skin. It looks nice when you first put it on, but it doesn't last more than a couple hours before it starts looking pretty bad. So this I actually think is just a bad formula. So even if I wanted to try this, I would try a new bottle again, just because this one in particular I think is a bad formula. So I'm going to trash the Gucci foundation. And another foundation to get rid of is the Guerlain L'Essentiel. This is the Essential Glow one and 00N. And I love this foundation. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I've used up to about here. And I really love this. It's just that it's old now, so it has started to like oxidize in the bottle now. So it needs to be replaced. And I've really been enjoying the matte version. So maybe sometime I'll pick up another glow one, but I'm good for now because I have so many foundations. Going through my drawer here, you know, I've got the La Mer. I'm gonna hang on to this, try it out now that it's starting to get a little nicer out. You can see I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It's freezing today. I have the Giorgio Armani concealer. This is the Luminous Silk Concealer. I forgot I had this, so I'm gonna pull this out so I remember to use it. The Givenchy Teint Couture City Balm, I still like this one. It is expiring in the fall, so I'm going to have to work on using this one some more. And then we have the Armani Neo Nude Foundation in 1.5. And yeah, you know, I haven't used this a ton, but I do like it. So now that we've got warmer weather, I think I'll be reaching for these items a bit more. I also have a new tube of the Chantecaille Just Skin in Alabaster, and I will be using this more as it gets a bit warmer out. And I heard that they are coming out with new shades, so I'm hoping that they have maybe a porcelain shade or even aura, and I can mix this with it because it's a little dark for me. I still use it, but you know, it would be nice if I could build it for a little more coverage without it looking too dark. My Koh Gen Do Moisture Foundation 012, this is running out. I don't know, I've got to be down to like here-ish. There's not a lot of product left in here. I will be replacing this when it runs out, but this I'm going to try to finish up soon as well. It's always nice to pan things. And then this is actually an empty. I finished something. So this is the Chantecaille Hydrating Lip Tint in Beach Rose. Now I have to say that I finished this. I mean, like this is really it. It doesn't go any more than that. I couldn't get that out without scraping it out. I finished this not because I loved it so much, but because there's not a lot of product in this. It's a very soft product. So, you know, you can actually see a difference if you get a brand new tube. You swipe it on, you know, you're gonna need a couple swipes, and then you look at it, you'll actually see that the size has decreased. So it's a soft formula, and this is only, I don't know, I don't see the size on here, but anyway, it wasn't hard to use it up. This one here is just a really light, soft pink tint. And I used it pretty much exclusively for a little over a week. I mean, I had used it before that for quite a while as well. But when I wanted to use it up, I used it pretty exclusively for a while. And I have to say that I didn't find it hydrating. Like, it feels hydrating on the lips, you know, when you put it on, and it's comfortable while it's on there. But it felt like my lips got a little bit more dry using this regularly. So I will not repurchase this, but I have to say I really like the Verbena shade, which is the berry shade in this, but I like that more as like a light lipstick type formula. Whereas this, I really was looking at it more as a tinted lip balm. So this is done, so I can trash this. Also getting rid of the Burberry mascara. I mentioned this in my last update video. It's terrible. I mean, it's a new tube, it's flaking, it's not good. So this is the Ultimate Lift Mascara. I didn't like it, so I'm going to get rid of that. The Jones Road Mascara, I have finished up. You know, it's an older tube now, so I need to get rid of it for eye safety anyway, but it's pretty much dried up inside. This is a massive mascara. Really like it. I would repurchase this in the future. I'm just on mascara overload right now. And another item from mascara that I'm getting rid of is my Surratt Noir Lash Tint. I actually have another tube of this. I'm not going to open it yet, but this is just, you know, too old now. It has not dried up though. You know, it still actually performs really, really well. I just used it yesterday. I love it. So instead of actually tossing this out, I'm going to clean up this wand, and I'm going to test the wand on another mascara, like on a sample, and just see how this wand performs with other formulas, because the formula of this lash tint is kind of like a liquid vinyl, which I really love. I love the way it looks, but I'm curious about how the brush performs with a more traditional formula as well, or I guess it's not a brush, a wand. So I'm going to clean this one up. but it's empty. This was also from my Project Pan, and this is the Guerlain Matte Eyes Brow Framer in brown. This is essentially used up, so I did pan something. So this is gone. This one is the brown shade, and I don't really care for the applicator style. I know some people like this style. For me, it doesn't work as well with what I need for my brows because I do have some like sparse areas that I want to fill in, and then I feel like it's not sufficient. The formula of the product though was very nice. So I liked the formula. I don't like the applicator, so I will not repurchase this. Then I have some older brow products. So this is the Wonder Beauty Brow Gel, which I really liked the actual formula. The Merit one is actually similar. This wand though is just too flimsy, and yeah, I don't like the wand. So this is honestly not empty, but it's probably close to empty, and it's pretty old now. So it's a few years old. So I'm gonna get rid of this. The Wonder Beauty Brow Pencil I also had, and I really enjoyed it, but this has since dried up. It's also old. I got these together a long time ago, so way before YouTube. So these are going to be trashed. Now we are going to move on to some other items for decluttering, and some of these, well, this is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. People love this thing. It did not work well on me. I mean, it doesn't help that I don't have the right color match. I have the 110 Alabaster, so that's part of the issue. I could easily, get a new shade. This is the shade I wear in the powder foundation, so I also got this in the liquid. It's way too light, but the actual formula itself never sets on me, and it just kind of stays wet and transfers. So for me, this didn't work out, but other people absolutely love this foundation. So I am going to see if I can find somebody. My cousin is very fair, so I'm going to see if she wants this, because this shade might actually work for her. She's more fair than I am. Next, we have some products that, might be a little surprising, but the La Bouche Rouge, this is the bronzer in blonde. It's way too yellow for me, so I'm going to clean this up. I'm actually going to keep the compact and put the an eyeshadow quad in the compact, but I'm going to send the actual bronzer refill to a friend so she can try it out and see if it works for her. But yeah, that one, no good for me. Also in the bronzer category, it's the Guerlain Holiday Bronzer, and I really love the actual packaging. This color is a little bit too golden for me, too yellow. And honestly, it's the scent. I don't like this terracotta scent, so I'm not going to use it. So I'm going to pass this on to somebody else as well. And then I have a couple of highlighters that didn't work out for me. This is the By Terry Candlelight Glow highlighter. And I think it's a very nice package. My daughter actually really loves this packaging. This shade is too dark for me, so it just doesn't work for my skin tone. Let me show you. It's just too dark. Even when I go with a really light hand and a light fan brush, it's still just, it's too much. So this I'm going to pass on to a friend. I'm also going to pass on the Charlotte Tilbury Superstar Glow highlighter for the same reason. I don't really care for this particular highlighting. It's kind of metallic. I can get it so that the shade's not too dark on my skin, but you still have to be a little cautious. I just don't like it, and I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not something that I reach for or love. So figure give it to somebody who will enjoy it while it's still good. And the same goes for this Hourglass palette. I know I actually really wanted this. This is the Unlocked in the Ghost Edition, and people raved about the Unlocked. I passed on it the first time around, and then I succumbed when they re-released it last year in the Ghost packaging. But it's just too dark for me. It doesn't really work out well. There's one or two shades that I can use, but I don't reach for it. There are other things that I prefer. So I'm going to give this to somebody who can use it. So I had actually set this one aside for a friend, but it's a pandemic, so I haven't given it to her yet. So this is a By Terry Brightening CC Blush in number 1 Rosy Flash. Yeah, I just don't love it. So I had it set aside for her. I'm still saving it for her. I'm going to try to mail those to her soon. And another item is the Miroir Doe. This is the Gloss Lumiere from Chanel. And I've actually, you can see I've been using it. I've been using it as lip balm because I don't really like it anywhere. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna add this, you know, to my bathroom and just keep using it as lip balm to try to use that up. So I feel like, you know, this is not a product you can really give to somebody else unless you've just tried it. You know, there's really no way to clean this. So I'm gonna try to use that one up. And then as much as I hate parting with these beautiful containers, I really detest these Gucci lipsticks. It's mostly the shade here for this one. This is they're both No More Orchids. So this is the lip balm, this is the lipstick, and I love the packaging, but I'm never going to use this color. So I wish these were refillable, but unfortunately they're not. So, you know, I think I'm gonna, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with these yet, but I'm not going to be keeping them for myself. So we'll see. I can't bear to part with packaging either. So, but I just know I'm not going to use them. So I don't know. And then I'm going to get rid of this Dior Beige shade from the Diorific collection. You know, it's gorgeous here, but it's terrible on the lips. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet because I don't want to trash it, but it's just taking up space. So I'm putting it in, I guess, a collection with these Gucci lipsticks until I figure it out. Okay, and then next we're just going through some things that, you know, I've had sitting around for a while. This is the Rosy Glow blush from Dior. This is the original, so it's old, but I love the actual blush. I'm keeping this. I just apparently had this kind of mixed into my, you know, set aside type blushes, but I'm going to keep this and use it. I think this older packaging is so much nicer than the old one. It's a little bit more heavy duty than the one that they use now, but this is a great color. So I really like this blush. All right, and then last summer I purchased the Cosa bronzer in the light shade, and I don't know why I've even been holding on to this. I went to use it during the fall and it had already turned. So, I mean, it was only 2 to 3 months old and it smells. So this is going in the trash. It's a shame. It was a little bit too sparkly for me, too shimmery, but it's a nice formula. But unfortunately, it didn't hold up. Oh, another foundation. This is the Jane Iredale Beyond Matte Foundation. I got this first release. It's probably been about 2 years now, so it's just time to get rid of it. I did use it. You can see I used quite a bit of it. I really liked this. So it's just now when I go to use it, it's dry, a little bit too dry now. And next up, a couple of eyeshadow palettes that might be a little controversial here, but these are the Guerlain holiday palettes, and I actually really do like the palette, but I do have somebody who would like to try them, and I'm sure she will get more use out of them than I will. So I have this one from this past year, and then the Golden Land one from the year before. So I'm going to pass those on to her. And next, I have a bunch of Cosa palettes here. So let's take a look. I know the powder ones I think are still fine. But this one here is Papaya 1972. They smell fine. Let's see how they're swatching. They swatch fine. So I'm going to hang on to this one, actually. And Contra Chroma, I really like this one. I use that one quite a bit. I don't use the highlights in here, but I do use the blushes. So that one seems good also. So I'm going to hold on to that one. Then we have Eighth Muse. You can see just looking at this, it's like all dry now, so I'm gonna pass on this one. That's going in the trash. And my Helios doesn't look as bad. I didn't use this very much. You can see, I mean, it's one of those colors that's a little bit too dark for me, but when I go to actually touch it, it's too dry also, so I'm gonna toss this one. And then this one is Longitude Zero. This is one of my favorites. This one in Contra Chroma, I really like these two a lot, but I have the pressed powder versions in those, and they have held up really well. So I'm going to hang on to the powder ones. Then I forgot I've got a couple of these Patrick Ta blushes. That's She's Seductive, and this one is She's Passionate. I know I've got She's Sincere somewhere as well, but yeah, you know, I haven't used these in a while. They were kind of stuck in the back of a drawer, but I'll bring these out because I do like them and they seem like they are still good. Okay, and then I'm not ready to go through all my lipsticks yet, but some of the ones that I know it's time to get rid of are some of my Cosa lipsticks. I have the whole line. So I'm just gonna go ahead and check, but I think they're probably all old now because, well, you know what? This one actually doesn't smell. Oh, it kind of does. I think it's just time to get rid of these. So I have all of these that I purchased. I think the most recent one is still over a year. And I think these are, you know, they're like the more natural ingredients. So I think, what is it? Probably like a 6-month shelf life or something. Nope, it says 18 months. So yeah, anyway, it's probably been about that though. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of these. I'm gonna go through and sniff each of them, just be on the safe side. And then I've got a couple of Tom Fords here, which, you know, they're just not so pleasant smelling anymore. This one is actually okay. This one is Love Crime. And let's see here. Yeah, so Love Crime I can keep. But this one, which is Universal Appeal, yeah, this one has turned, and I didn't use this one too much. It ended up not being a great color for me. So this one I'll have to get rid of. Then I have a bunch of the Natasha Denona I Need a Nudes. They're still good. You know, you can't really gift lipstick to people, but, you know, I'll clean these up for my daughters to play with. So I'm gonna get rid of the ones that, yeah, honestly, they don't work for me. So I've got Noah and Susanna and what's the other one here? That's Jeanette. I have a third one somewhere. So somewhere in this drawer. Okay, and another one I'm going to get rid of. This is the Bitch Perfect from Charlotte Tilbury. Her lipsticks, I don't know, they always turn like orangey on me. I have rebought Bitch Perfect 2 or 3 times. This is my second or third tube. I rebuy it because I always think it's going to be such a beautiful color, and then it, you know, it just ends up changing color on me too much. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm done buying them. All right, so I think that's basically everything for my declutter today. I know everybody keeps asking me for a storage video on organization and so forth, but I have to say, you know, I have absolutely no storage or organization right now. So when I started the YouTube channel, you know, I used to keep all of my makeup before that down in the bathroom. I had drawers, put things there, you know, but now I moved up to our guest room and I have nothing here, you know, like, I don't know. I haven't decided. So I'm working on figuring that out. But all I'm doing right now is I'm keeping things organized in box lids. So let me show you. So I just have box lids. So Chanel, Sisley, Dior box lids sitting on the floor here with everything kind of organized so I can see it. So I have blushes, powder eyeshadows, cream eyeshadows, powders, and yeah, I've got a couple of eyeshadows. But that's it. And then I have, you know, a plastic like Sterilite container, you know, with the drawers that I keep like lipsticks and things in. Plus I have some of those lipstick holders. So long story short, I am still looking for organization, storage. I'll probably end up with something like the IKEA Alex or the Impressions Vanity, like, you know, drawer systems. I just haven't decided exactly what yet. So hopefully soon, and I promise once I have things figured out and I'm happy with my storage and organization, I'll put something up on there. But for those of you who are lacking storage and organization like I am, don't feel bad. You're not the only one. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this was interesting to you. I'd love to hear the things that you are cleaning up out of your stash. And yeah, have a great day. So stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you very soon.